Hey, Dawn here. So, guess what that is? That's my little Arduino playing music. And guess what? It'll never stop. You gotta unplug it. And let me get over here and turn off my. Okay, you're not seeing anything but me right now, but well, let's see. Yeah, I had my sound playing in my web browser on another machine through VNC, so that I could tell what was going on, making sure everything was working. And looks like everything's working good. I'm doing a live stream and saving it to my desktop as well. But I can't really pick this up too well because there all these jumper wires and everything. But I over here in my right hand hiding in the corner, I wired up. I didn't solder it or anything because I didn't want to take more time. Plus, I don't really want to keep it that way. But I have a brand new female stereo. It's old enough. I got it. It's a Radio Shack I bought years ago, 1/8 inch, not 3.5 millimeter. Of course, it'll fit 3.5 millimeters because that's what it's plugged into. There's not very much. 1/8 inch, just a little bit bigger than 3.5 millimeter. I figured that out over the years. Actually, there are some in computers, some 3.5 millimeter audio cards that 1/8 inch jack won't go into because they made them. I guess their tolerance was not too close, and so they're too small for them to get them in there without. I've seen one you could not get it in there. I mean, some of them you get them in there and then you never get them out, and kind of wants to break the contacts and stuff if you keep doing it. And then some of them work perfectly, but and then one of my older computer, the first one I ever built, my Blue FIC, which was actually supposed to be made in America as far as I guess assembled in America. Of course, they haven't been making. This is only in like '02 or something like that, so they haven't been making, components, transistors and caps and all that stuff since back in the '60s, I guess, here in America. But this was before the bad cap syndrome, though, so it still works just perfectly. The machine does. The power supply did end up going out, but I had like 3 or 4 hard drives in it for years, and pushing it. It was only a 350 watt power supply. But anyway, this is my Arduino, and this is what I did with it last time. This is my first Arduino I've ever had. It's really fun. I like audio stuff, so that was the first project I wanted to do. But my little connector here, this red, white, and black cable. It has it just has wire. I put these banana clips on the end. I made this back in the '70s, back in like '76. We used to like to wear headphones in our cars. Back then they didn't have any. I think they started putting rules against it they did back not long after that because we were the big muff headphones, that would somewhat cut out. Well, of course, we played the music so loud that it cut out and everything around us. So they thought it was dangerous, and they made a law against it for a long time. Now people do it, I think, all the time. But anyway, I had made these so I could just quickly connect to, I had a stereo female quarter on the other end. I took that off years ago because I didn't use that part of it much anymore, and that way I could hook those 3 wires up to whatever I wanted. And I have 2 grounds. And the right and the left is what I used it for, and red and a yellow. I didn't have a white cover for that one, so. But anyway, it's great test lead or quick connect or whatever. Anyway, I just twisted them around I just stuck them through those tiny little holes, and I started to solder it, and I thought, well, just take a long time, and I really don't want to do it in the house anyway. It stinks up everything, and if you drop it on the carpet, it burns it. And I did that once before a long time ago, not in this house. But anyway, I even thought about I've seen people use hot glue, but almost did that. But I thought, well, it's sitting there it's not going to short. They're far enough apart. And if I quit moving it around, there's no way they're going to touch unless I keep fiddling around with it. And my My ground connector, it can't touch anything because it's a good insulated wire here, and it's in there good and tight. It's a paper clip, and then my hot connector is a good stiff solid core wire. It's not it's not braided, so it works really well. Just what stuff I had, but I could cut it up and make it into a bunch of them if I needed to. But I like to color code things so that I don't get mixed up. Of course, the paper clip's ground. The red wire's your hot wire or your sound wire. And so anyway, I put both sides on there this time so that I'd have a stereo sound. It's really a mono signal, but I'm getting two speakers. And so this was there was two sets of code on this one particular page over on the Arduino code pages. And this one is the second set. This one's sounds a little better than the first one, and they're easy to put on. And then the next one I wanted to do, this is how I got this, by the way. I meant to say that first, but this was given to me by this website, element14.com. A pretty cool pretty cool people, pretty cool website. They have forums and stuff, all kinds of ways to learn about electronics, and for people that just most people that get on here are engineers. They mostly just share ideas and talk back and forth, and but there's plenty of people that want like me that are really ranked beginners. I've been into electronics since I was a little kid in the '60s, but I never got to be an engineer or learn component level testing or how to be. And I didn't go to school and be an engineer, to build electronics from scratch. But I'm learning as much as I can. I've been reading about them all the time, almost every day for about at least 5 years now. And I've had a few project boards. I've got, I don't know if you can see them up there. Let's see. I think you can probably see them if I switch to the camera. No, they're cut off. They're above my head, right up here. But I have some Texas Instruments boards that I got MSP 430 based stuff, and two Anaren wireless setups with MSP 430s on them, and then the original MSP 430 board from a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And there's some other stuff up there, but that's not any testing stuff. And and I got them from Element 14 for free. And they gave, if in return for writing reviews, you try out. They call it road tests. You sign up, and they if they like your writing and stuff, and they think you'll write a good, then they're not just looking for people to praise all the products. They want you to be honest about it. But I suppose the companies giving it away don't want you to be brutally honest, I'm sure. But Element 14 is kind of a go-between between the manufacturers and they also sell this all this electronics equipment, everything you could imagine, and so that helps them out getting customers, by doing all this. But this one here, I won't read it off. You can see it here. I'll make sure I'm on the desktop. Yeah, okay. I get confused sometimes when I keep flipping around. But anyway, they just wanted you to write a story about what got you. They said the business of engineering, but everybody, everybody was just writing, what some of them were like me, not engineers, and some of them were engineers. But anyway, everybody wrote, and it's pretty neat seeing that there's so many people that, are just like you, because you don't run into a lot of people that are just nuts about it, like I am. I mean, I like a lot of things. I like learning. I just love learning. I like all kinds of different things. But anyway, the page here, it has a story by the famous Steve Wozonka, one of the guys that started Apple, first the Apple computers and all that, and then some other well-known people. And so then, and some of the older, like this lady here, which one is this? I don't think I had ever heard of her before, but you can see by the pictures, she's probably not even still with us. But some of the, they got some stories. She might be. I mean, I don't know, but it'd been, of course, that's a picture from like the 20s or 30s or even 1900s. I'm not sure. But wait, let's see. I know it's not way near as far back as I thought. Black and white pictures can fool you sometimes. 1962. So anyway, sorry if you're still with us. You don't look old. You look young. It's just a picture for me because it looked like from the older day. Shut up. Just change the subject. All right. So here's the code that I want to try to run now. See, this is why. This is my problem right here. Okay, so this is why I like electronics. People are too hard to deal with. Okay, so the the code here. I guess this. I haven't. I mean, this is my first time to do it. But as far as I can tell, most of the times when you see, first time to do it with Arduino. I did with the Texas Instruments boards, and then really that's how come it was really pretty easy for me to do this and to get started on it, because I'd already learned how to flash the chips and stuff, and just used a different program. They have a program for the Arduino, and so anyway, but this one here, and there's not really any explanation other than the notes and the code on these pages, and so I just copied and pasted the code into the code editor. You know, they call them I forget what they call them, sketches. And then this one, instead of playing like the one I suppose you heard it at the beginning there. Hopefully all that worked out as planned. It just makes the PWM. It uses the PWM pulse width modulator, which most everybody that likes this stuff knows all about all this more than I do. But it uses a pulse width modulator to work as like a synthesizer, you know, and it makes the sounds out of the board. It just sends the code to it, the commands to it. And this one plays an actual, I believe it's a PCM file. And I was trying to figure out how to get it on there and get it to play it. And when I try to run it, it would say, I usually go ahead and run it and to see if it's going to be all right before I try to burn it to the board. But anyway, this is the sound data file, and I just named it whatever I wanted. I went ahead and saved this to a file because I couldn't get. Yeah, I'll open up the Arduino. Actually, I guess I'll try it first. My machine's a little slow. Let me go see if I'm overtaxing that machine already. Gotta look at my system resources. Okay, I'm good on Firefox. No, I'm good. Oh, there it is. My lucky backup is running. There we go. It's just done. Good. It's backing up my auto backup of my system. Okay, so let's open up the. I'll just show you what it is I was trying to do. It's funny when I see. I started typing before this had opened. So what it did is it actually went over there to the Arduino folder. There's a folder there that's been made. This is something new to me, and I've never seen it. Well, I think it's new on Fedora 23, which is already out. I got to put on Fedora 25 pretty soon. This is Fedora Linux I'm working on here. But anyway, used to all the apps that you would install or would put a dot in front of the folder name, and then they wouldn't show up on your desktop. But now they're not doing it, and so every folder you make. Well, I'm sorry, I'm saying this wrong. There used to be an actual desktop folder. Now everything's just in home dot, and everything in home dot that doesn't have a dot in front of it shows up on your desktop. There's no desktop folder when you see. So it gets cluttered. I don't like that. I like to have some things that I want to use often in there, but I don't want everything in there. So anyway, I don't know what made me want to say about that. Arduino, Arduino, I don't know. So let's let that open up. Okay, now there's a little app. Let me go check on my stream and everything. Okay. Quickly look and see if I'm live. Okay, so I don't have this running, but I can turn off the disconnect the speaker. I don't want the speakers disconnected, but I want. I guess I can just turn them down. I don't want to listen to that the whole time I'm trying to do this. Now here's what happened last time. I copied and pasted this code in there, just like I did before. And I've looked through there, so I didn't today, of course, sometimes, but when I was watching back on my videos that I made last time, this is the third video I've made on this, on my new Arduinos, I noticed that I had saved this as this whatever I wanted to, Wave 2C, I gave it a name, and I didn't put a file extension, because I didn't, when I saved the file, I tried to use it in Eclipse IDE for programming application. And I couldn't remember, but I thought, was that the one I used before on my that I had used before to make I made a little Python screensaver. It's the only program I've ever made. I didn't write it. I just used a template. Let's see, what is it? Whoops. Now I've already forgot the name of it. Oh, Ajunta. It's called Ajunta. Oh, I have it open up over here on the other machine. This is the actual code for my little Python screensaver. And what I did was they had templates that you could start with, and it's called Hacker's Manifesto, and it will actually run. Thought that would open up. Oops. Okay. Oh, it's opening up. That's not what I thought it was going to do. It opened it up in the file manager. I won't run that screensaver right now. Well, yeah, I guess I could while I'm thinking about it. I probably won't remember. I don't remember which one it is. I think maybe it's the second one. There's two screensavers on here. And this is not it because it's not listed in there. That's the short listed one. I'll just go over here so that if I click around, sometimes when you're trying to I might have been in the wrong, I was in the wrong machine anyway. So I wouldn't have found it in there. So, I guess it's not in there. Unless it's like down at the very bottom or something. That's not it. So let's try this one. Yeah, the X screensaver is not running. You have to start it in order to start it. Oh, there it is right there. Or is that it? Yeah, this is it. I had to use the name Star Wars because that's what I used. I built it on the Star Wars screensaver. So we can put it on preview and see it. I couldn't use my name for it. I had to use. So another one got away today. It's all over the papers. Teenager arrested. And computer crime scandal. Hacker arrested after bank tampering. Damn kids. They're all alike. And that is the text from the Hacker's Manifesto. And I forgot the name of the guy. I think it's at the bottom. But I just, tweaked around on it. I put the text in there, and I think I changed it around a little bit from within the Python code. That was a big deal for me, pretty simple for any programmer. But I got it to work. Only thing is, it has evidently this code is not very great. I mean, like I said, I just started with the template, and can't change the code. I just, I don't remember. It's been a couple of years since I made it, but anyway, it starts using up too much memory if you let it run 10 minutes. If you let it run, like if you let it run and keep coming on, like, you know, every 10 minutes or whatever, 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. Anyway, it started using up memory, so I don't. And it may have to do with that particular screensaver too. You know, I don't normally even let it run on the machine. It may have more to do to that than with this particular screensaver. Period. You know, I really don't know. But I thought it's kind of neat. It's neat that I actually was able to do something like that. So I wonder if I can shut that down. What's the name of that screensaver? Oops, that's probably not what I wanted. The X screensaver. Yeah, okay. There's two of them on there, and the other one, I believe, this is, I think, the older model of screensavers. And I've kind of lost my place here. So anyway, that's the only thing I've ever program I've ever made. Let's see if it's still running. Maybe I can shut it down. Oh yeah, you can't. I tried to do Control V, but when you're in there, it is. Yeah, I'm gonna end it so it won't be using up memory. There we go. But I had mentioned that in a couple of my other videos about since I was doing the Arduino, and I didn't. Okay, still got a good stream. That's just showing the last thing that was on there because when I stopped it. Okay, so my code from in here is still up there. I don't know what I've done. I think I did some copying and pasting. Okay, so there's like a basic start for you if you wanted to hand type your code, but I don't, want to do that. I just want to, hit Control B. Okay, so I'll have to plug in my Arduino. I don't know if you can do that after you open the, I think you can, after you open the program. Let me plug it in, it'll start playing music, and then I guess I'll just turn the sound down. Turn it way down, but leave it to where I can kind of hear it. So I'll know if it changes or does anything. Verify. Oh. I guess you're supposed to have a sketch saved on your machine. Upload. Oh. Fail error. No such file or directory. I'm going to try that because I have it saved, and I have it saved with that file because I know what happens when you try to write it. I'll do that first. Oh, there it is, yeah. Okay, let's cancel that. Okay, now let's try verifying it again. This time when it opens that up, I am in the desktop, aren't I? Yeah, okay. Okay, the 8-bit, that's the one. Sound data H, that's the one I made a file of. Well, I made a file of both of them. Well, I think the program did that last time I tried to do it. So this part, I guess, has what I just copied and pasted in there. And then that, it may, since they're in the same folder, maybe, I'm hoping it'll work. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and replace it. Make sure it's right. Okay. Error compiling. Now, I tried this before, but I'll try it again. I tried getting the sound data and putting it in there. Just below it. I mean, I didn't know where else to put it. Oh, maybe I didn't get it all last time. I didn't go all the way to the right, I don't think, before. Just dawned on me. So, yeah, it would seem to me that it would really need to be between these brackets somewhere, but if they'd have meant them to be together, I think that, they would have put it together. That's the thing. So I don't really know how that's supposed to be done when you're using an extra file. I'm just going to put a space in there and put it below it. Oh, that share, we don't want that. Pretty sure that would be how that would go. Yeah, sound data. But it doesn't have any of the brackets or anything, so I don't know. Unless maybe I'm supposed to. Well, if it, like I said, if it's supposed to be up in here, I would think they would do that. Gonna hit verify. Oh, that doesn't help. Okay, let's hit. I'm just gonna hit upload. It may. All it does is just error out. Okay, so not gonna work. So I'm gonna hit cancel. I'm just gonna close this program because what I want to do. Oh, I've got that turned up down all the way, but I can still hear it. It still wants me to save it. I don't want to save it. No, I don't want to save it. I don't think that would help. Okay, so what I want to do is try. I can't remember how to spell Adjunta. I thought it was ADJ. Maybe it's AJ. Anyway, maybe I can find it this way. I installed it earlier. That noise bothers me too much to think, even with it turned down low. But I want to keep it plugged in, the Arduino, so that the program can find it. Oh, I'm in electronics, not programming. There it is. Anjunta, A-N-J. That's why I couldn't. Now, I'm not sure if it has an Arduino to it, but I'm going to try importing those folders that I already have with it in there. Let's see, downloads, Arduino, 8-bit. Now that's my folder, I believe. Yeah. It should have, or did I save that somewhere else? I'm not seeing the extra. Oh, it's not an extra folder, it's just another file. Oh, this is the one I tried to build with the other program. Oh, this is where I saved the web page. That's what that is. I thought something seemed odd. I saved the web page so that I would have that code. So the I don't think it's there. Oh, I think it's in this Arduino folder. There it is, 8-bit. See, it gave it a weird name. That's saved straight from the Arduino program. Yeah, now I have sound data H and the 8-bit. I didn't want that underscore at the beginning. I don't know how that happened. It was automatic, I guess. So there's the two files. Okay. Now, I'm going to try importing it. This is the one I built my Python screensaver in. I was able to use it in the past. So I tried with, and all I got errors about Java. I tried it with Eclipse. And it actually has a plugin. I saw it. That's the reason I tried it, because it had a plugin that I installed the other day from the Fedora repos that made it. You can see Arduino in there. You know, it'll write to Arduinos if you know how to do it. But okay, now they're together. Now let's see. Now let's see what we can do. Build whole project. Build modulated. Build module. Run program without debugger. I don't know if this one will even write to the Arduino right or not, but build whole project. Okay. No target specified and no make file found. Stop. Completed unsuccessfully. Okay. Yeah, there's things you got to do. Can't remember now. It's been couple of years, 2-3 years since I've actually ran this program and really did anything with it. But I wanted to do it in the video just for the fun of it. I wasn't thinking about the sound. Oh, I can stop the sound by unplugging my. I'm gonna just turn off my speakers. There. I'll just leave them off until I want it running, and if I don't want to hot plug and unplug wires to the Arduino while it's running. So yeah, just turn it off, and then there won't be anything to receive it to make me want to tear things apart here. It's about to drive me insane. I don't like that kind of sound, by the way. I never played those 80s video games, and I don't like hearing that stuff. Matter of fact, I wouldn't let my kids play that. When they played those games, what little they did, I wouldn't let them turn that sound up. I couldn't stand it. It wasn't real music to me. I think it's fun to play with, but back in those days, I was into Zeppelin and ZZ Top and Joni Mitchell and Carole King and all analog music. I loved electronic, loud, and hard rock music, but I did not like. I did not like the sound of that stuff. Artificial, strange stuff. It's just something about those particular tones that bothers me. Just the same way that everyone else hated my, Zeppelin and all that stuff. I hated that game music. I know, sacrilege. Everybody loves it now. Okay, so now I can't even listen to the kind of music. Later on, I got into hardcore metal stuff. I got into Christian rock, and I got into hardcore Christian bands, and did sound for them throughout the whole entire '90s. It was about 12 years of running sound for bands almost every weekend. But metal and hard rock and punk bands, and so my ears are blown out, and so now, when I do listen to music, I can't really listen to the stuff I like. I always have liked soft music too, though. So I listen to soft music lately. I happen to realize, hey, I can listen to that. Okay, so it said there is no. The error said that won't go there. So what I need to be able to do is a lot of times you can just right-click and. That's not it. I want the Arduino plugged in so that it can see it. Because I kind of remember, I think I had to find the MSP430 and tell it where it was so that it could know. Maybe this is where you do it. I don't think so. There's like this one little spot in there where you tell it where it needs to be pointing to, what you're going to write it to. Could be remembering the wrong program though, because this whole time, whoops. Yeah. Messages. Okay. So guess I should have known I should have run through this before I just got into it. I thought, oh, I've done this before. So I don't think I'm, unless I can find that right quick here, I don't think I'll be able to figure out how to set it. I don't remember how to set it to go to the hardware that you want to go to. Debug remote target. Whoa. I might be in the right area there, but I don't see anything that looks like anything to do with the Arduino. It may not be. This thing may not work with Arduino even. That's the thing. That's the one thing I forgot about when I had decided to try and use it. That's all kinds of stuff on my system. Add source paths. Oh, source paths, not where you're writing to. Oops. I clicked on install. No targets. No makefile found. Seems like there's even less. There's two problems. No makefile and no targets. So I don't think this works in the same way as Arduino wants it to, needs it to. And I don't see the place to put in a target. It seems like I remember that I never did find it on my own. I had to read and read until I found. Actually, you know what? This is not the program I used on my MSP 430s. I remember I think it was Eclipse that I tried to use. I don't know that if I ever got it to work. I might have got it to work after my initial. I ended up using a Windows program the first time. I know that. I think maybe I know later I was able to do it with either Eclipse or this one. I'm not sure now. So yeah, I don't see anything that's helping me. Installed plugins. That's not about. It's more about repositories and stuff, and well, like Python and things like that. Doesn't seem to be anything about. This one may really not be for Integrated Development Environment, IDE. I'd forgotten what it stood for. I'm going to say, is this even a real IDE or is it just for, a regular IDE or is it just for programming? I'm not sure what all it's capable of doing. Let's see, I'm going to look at, I have it over here in my Python. Now this runs. Right there, I ran it and it said it ran just fine, you know. I'm going to see if perhaps there's something in there set up on this one that already runs. This is an older version too. Add target. Now why didn't I see that in the other one I was just in? Project add target. Maybe I did know it wasn't. Program. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I just typing Arduino in there wouldn't do a thing. You'd have to know the address of it in the machine. It's not. You can't just select. Of course, I wouldn't want to try to write that to it. Python. It's not going to run Python. I know. I've done enough research to know that it runs C code is what it runs. Like not. I guess it's the basic C code, not the C++ or C plus or C++ or anything like that. I noticed most of the IDEs write C++, and I don't know that would work anyway. Okay, so there's target. Did I close it already? Yeah. I already forgot what the name of it is. Anjutta. What a name. Anjutta. Okay, so here's my project. Add source. It's not there. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so I'm not all completely wet and funny because see, I add target right there. Maybe it's in another place, and I swear maybe I saw something like this a while ago. But anyway, I don't believe it's set up to work with the Arduino, so I'm going to close that since I'm not really using it now. And I just want to leave open where I can check my live stream, make sure it looks good health and everything. And I can open up Eclipse one more time. There's one thing I didn't do is I didn't have the Arduino plugged in when I had Eclipse opened up. I want to try and import. Actually, I had tried previously to import it in Eclipse, and Eclipse has an Arduino writing thing, so it might build the whole thing for me if I give it those two sets of files. That's what I'm thinking. Because it could put it together for me in the right. And one reason why I think this might be a good way to go. See, here's my last try. One reason why I think it might be a good way to go is because Dave, the famous EEV blog guy, that real engineer that really knows, he's taught me a lot of stuff on his videos. Guy down in Australia, he said his Arduino video, one of them, or the first, probably might have been the first one he made. The way it sounded, it was a few years old. When I watched it the other day, and I remembered I'd seen it before. But anyway, he said he's the one that I found out it was. It said it's essentially runs C program, C code, and he said you may want to move out of that IDE, that Arduino IDE, and use something else, a regular IDE, because they're more. He said you're probably more comfortable working in it because he said it's pretty limited. And I thought, yeah, because I already seen it before, and I thought, yeah, because I know there's a lot of powerful tools that make things easier in these regular IDEs. So, but this here, this is, let's see. Well, see, it's still. I tried to pull in the import the Hackers Manifesto and just run it, just see if it'd run in here. And what it did was it added it to this project. So I don't even know how to get it out of there, but I can just, what I can do is delete that. Let's see. I won't delete the contents. Last time I did that, and it didn't delete my Hackers Manifesto, so it was all right. Yeah, I definitely don't want to delete those. Yeah, that would have been my original files. Of course, I can always copy and paste them and do them again, but okay, now I got an empty. That's the simplest way I could see to get an empty project to work with. Now I'm going to say import projects from a folder. What was the other thing down there? Import, export. Okay, I want to import projects from a folder. And I want to go to my home folder. And I don't want to go to downloads. I have an Arduino folder, but I want to go to the Arduino folder that comes with the program, because that's where my stuff is. Okay. Now then, detect and configure nested projects under the given location. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's it. And then it, remember before it said, I don't know, I probably skipped over it, but this is use additional analysis after the import. That's what you'd want to do. Okay. Now then, there it is. Import one projects. Okay, now that's what I did originally. But the first time I had done it, I had not named that sound data H. I'd named it, wave 2 or whatever. So I'm hoping it looks different. It's got more stuff in there now. It's got that Arduino file right there. So let's see now if I can build it. I'm going to turn my speaker back on. Oops. Okay, so it's running happily along, playing that monotonous music. It was fun getting that going, though. But let's just make sure everything looks good. Okay, so this is that file that I just saved it as a file, and put it in an empty text file and saved it as wave 2, whatever, with no extension. That didn't work. So now I noticed on the website they gave it a name. The guy that built this code here wrote this code. I noticed later in my video, oh, that says sound data.h clue. And these I know will run. This is the way they do it on every one of these little project pages. So I actually got that saved by putting it into the Arduino IDE, and then it automatically made and saved this folder. I just added this other file to it that I made, hoping that it would help give me a way to build it in here in a program like this. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to try building it. Okay, it's already not working. It's still saying about that Hackers Manifesto. Dang it. It didn't get rid of it. Okay, so, dang you. Maybe I need to make a new workspace or something. Let's try a new project. Okay. Yeah, it should have, I think I might have built that originally as a C. The only one I thought C++. Well, there's a C right there. But anyway, that's not what I would want. I'd want Arduino. I saw that in the, I guess it's not there though. Whoops, can't type. I got all this stuff in the way. I got an Arduino in the way. There it is. It's under the C++ folder. Arduino project. Okay. Project name. Whoa. That's all that code. I don't know why I thought that was going to be something that I wanted. I'm just going to call it 8-bit PCM. Well, I'll just say audio because I don't know if it's a PCM. Oh, okay. Now that I'm getting this into, I don't really know what add project working sets means. So, okay, there it is. Okay, I hope this works without getting that stupid Hackers Manifesto in there. Okay. There's an error. Okay, same error I had before. When I had that file name differently than there. I don't know why I'm getting that Java lang. And I did spend a lot of time trying to figure this out ahead of time. And I have Java, JRE and stuff installed on this system. So I don't think it's that. At first, that's what I thought. And shouldn't be any Java in this because it's just not, there's not enough it's like 32 kilobyte or something on this chip, of memory space. It couldn't run a bunch of Java code and all that. So I don't know. It doesn't have that sound data file though. Now let's see if I can import something to that. Go back to my Arduino folder. I may have accidentally written that Hacker's Manifesto in with this. I don't think so. I think it's just in that one IDE. I'm sure it is. Yeah, I looked at it. It's not. Let's see. Okay, just do that all again. Now there's that part about some projects were detected. Please select the ones you want. Okay, there it is. And then use additional analysis after it's done. Where this may create new projects in your process without ability to review it first. I guess that's how I ended up with that. Well, now we got some code in the window. Still don't have that sound data H. Let's see if we can build that. Errors again. Same error. It's in both of them. So I don't know how to straighten that up. It didn't get much of anything either. You know what? That's not my whole code. When I click on these different files, it doesn't change the window either. I'm going to say, well, maybe I can just copy and paste the right code in there and click on the right one. But I think now I've got it all built in double, all put into one project is what it looks to me like. And I deleted that part right there before, but oh, that went back to the folder. But you normally in these kind of programs, when you click on one of these, that you see the code for whatever file you click on. So that doesn't make sense. Include Arduino H. Yes, look there. See, that's what I want. But it says Arduino. Oh, include void setup, void loop. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to be a big boy when I'm just a little boy. I haven't learned enough how to put these two things together. Okay, so you can't run this part or install it or anything without that part. So I can't do that one. Let's see. Here's the other one that I wanted to try. It gives you files to download. I think that's it. Yeah, compressed audio output for Arduino. Now I've got to, I guess I'll just turn my speaker off again so that I can get my sanity back. Alright, so this one, I probably would have to try it in that other IDE because I think it has, I'm not explaining what this is. Let's see. Let me look, make sure I'm on the, okay. Installation, okay, this, for an installation project, this, he had to play audio data from Arduino board. This is possible by using PWM pulse width modulation. Okay. And which is what we've already got going here. That's that annoying game music. I call it that. It's actually some famous old English song or something. Or I don't know. Well, it reminds me of like national. It's not the national anthem, England. I know that, but anyway, I know it's familiar and I can't place what it is. PCM data. Okay. 8-bit audio. So it's very similar to this other one. Code is split into two parts again. Okay, so anyway, you go to, there's another page to do with this, I think. Oh, there's where you download the Huffman decoder and the audio downloads. So yeah, here's that. That page I already had open. Okay, so this, okay, so he wrote a little Python, a little bit of Python code. He tweaked some whatever this well-known Huffman coding is, and he made a Python module. So I believe this will generate your audio files, if I understand it right, that would be playable on the Arduino. Okay, so, and I already downloaded these, the audio PY and then audio out zip. Yeah, so I can't do that in the, I can't use any of this in the, just out of curiosity, we'll try importing those. And let me go, I think those are in my downloads folder. Just get opened up. Okay, so I just clicked on it and it tried to run it. I'm going to try deleting those. Neither one of them are useful. Well, that deleted. You know what? This time I'm going to delete the whole thing because it's just fighting me. I can always make it again. Okay, now we're cleaned up. Now let's go in my Arduino folder. Let's go make sure everything looks good on my stream too. Yeah, it looks like it's okay. Okay, let me go to my downloads folder. There's my Arduino folder in my downloads. And I've got all kinds of stuff in there, so. But the newest ones, let's see. I downloaded some files. Well, I downloaded that one page that has the code, written out on it. Audio about, I think those are it, this one and this one. And so that's where I need to go to get it. What's this? There's another one. PYC. It's got the same name. Okay. Not sure, really. So, because I did it on, like I did a bunch of it several days ago within the last week, and then some of it I did earlier today. Okay, so I want audio to Huff PY. Actually, you're not going to put that on the board, I think. I have a PC. See, I could try playing that other 8-bit PCM off that other page if it's already made, there. And audio zip. Let's see what's in that file before I go. Yeah, audio about zip. Audio, AUDIO out. Okay, audio out zip. Oh, here we go. Sound data, H, about PDE and SBN. Okay. So I probably need to unpack that then. Make me a folder for that. Just do it that way. Wait. Maybe I should call it Huffman. Oh, no, let's not do that. Let's just do that. Make me a folder over here. Oh, I've already, well, that's where I downloaded that web page. Okay. I think I'll take the spaces out of there because it might cause trouble interacting with the program. kind of a long name, but I'm not gonna, that's not gonna be written on the Arduino. That's just gonna be where I'm storing the stuff. So that py file I think is just for if you wanted to make another. So I'm gonna unpack it. That's just so if you wanted to make another one, I believe. That was so fast I didn't see it happen. Okay, now that's where I'll try to import project from a file. Oops, downloads. There. It's got, looks to be what we'd want. Okay. Could not be computed, so it's recommended that you import the root project and select the use additional analysis. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, this happened every time I do it. Okay. And so that automatically checks. Okay. Appears to be managed by Subversion, but the working copy needs to be upgraded. Do you want to upgrade the working copy now? Well, yeah, let's see what happens. Completed. Well, did it do it? We'll see. Okay. An outline is not available. Try the build. It's going back to that whole Hackers Manifesto thing. Well, that was a big mistake, trying to bringing that in there. Why is it still there? I don't know how to get rid of it. The last time I deleted it, I said delete the files, didn't I? Still saying Java errors though. Oh, I tried to say make it as a Java application. I don't know how to clean out my. I guess I need to make a new workspace altogether. I forgot how you do all that. Switch workspace. Okay. I guess I could delete the whole everything in my workspace and then. I'll go delete everything in that workspace folder. I don't care now. I'm getting aggravated with it. I'll probably break the program. Okay, I don't need that. And then that stuff you probably need. Whoa. So let me see if I can find. Yeah, it's not going to be a good idea, is it? I don't have a clue what to delete and not to delete, so I'll just be breaking everything. There's all your bunch of stuff that you need. Okay, so I won't do that. I do care, after all. But now if I can make a new workspace, I know you can do that. New project folder. I did that already and that didn't help. Switch workspaces. Okay. Huh. I'm gonna try doing it over here in that folder where that's at, right there. What did we do? Oh, okay. This may be what kind of thing probably what you're supposed to do before you start a new project, I bet you. Now, if it comes up blank, then maybe that'll be good and I won't have all that other junk in there. Sure, it's taking a long time to open up. Make make sure everything looks good on my stream. No use in me just... Oh, really? Okay, yeah, it looks like we're starting with a blank slate now. That's what we need. Okay. Import from a folder. I don't know if those are going to be good or bad. Remote file system temp files. We'll see. I may be sorry I left those in there. Take the nested projects. Let's see. What? I think that might be the stuff for Subversion that it was bringing in. The Subversion repos. I think. Did I hit the wrong thing? No, I did okay. I'm not getting to the regular work window. Now I've got something open. There it goes. Oh, okay. There. But I don't see my project. Okay. Next. It's not bringing it in now. So I don't know. Yeah, I may have to read the tutorials. I've read this through this program several times before, but it's been a while. That import. Oh, okay. Import. That's where I would think. I want to import it as an Arduino project, though. It doesn't seem to be showing up in here like it did a minute ago. When I just typed ARD, I saw Arduino. In this new one. Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's just say, executable, project settings, make file, auto tools. Well, I don't want it to be a make. I think maybe I just want a plain executable. Yeah. Maybe then I'll get to pick. Oh, now you're supposed to know what you're doing. And I don't. So I might as well cancel that. I don't know why it didn't import it though. I did it twice and nothing got imported like it did in the other window. So switch back to this one, and I guess I'm stuck. I could put this see, this one imported, but then when you try to I'm going to click on the, oh, that's that whole hackers. I don't know why that Hackers Manifesto stuff is hanging around in there. I don't know why that imported just fine. Wait, did I just see it? Hackers Manifesto. Oh. Okay. There we go. Finish. Okay. Now what do we got? We still got that same old Java error. That's the one I don't know how to fix. But at least we got rid of that Hackers Manifesto. So there's the Arduino. That's for Arduino, but I don't know why I'm clicking on the different ones. I know better than that. Actually, I think if you can run those separately when you have more than one file, or check them, debug them, and stuff like that. So in most in the if this is I think this is the one. If you Yeah, I think it's just different in different programs, but some of them you have to be on the right file or be on the main folder when you click. Up there at the top when you click um, build or launch. Otherwise, it will only launch or debug the particular file you're on. I don't think there's a debug. Yeah, debug is. Not that. I wish I'd have never put that in there. I made that. I'd like to delete it now. Oh, well, let's just do that then. There we go. Now that won't be there anymore. It's giving me trouble. Okay, so that would like turn itself into the default or something. Let's see if I can find Arduino. Whoops. Oh, I think you have to do C first. And then you can find Arduino. Oh, look, that's in there. Audio out. Audio out. Okay. We did something. That was under the list already. Okay. So that, no, I guess we'll make it, yeah, made it be up there now. That still don't make it work. But now it's up there instead of that crazy messed up attempt at putting that Hackers Manifesto in there. I don't know why I picked Java. Oh, I wanted to see if I could turn it into, I wanted to see if Java was working. That's what I knew that program ran, and I thought, okay, if I try to turn it into a Java app with this program here, this IDE, then, because I know you can convert and do stuff like that with it. Then I thought I'll find out if my machine, has this. I knew I had good code, and I thought I'll find out if my machine has the right Java stuff to run in. Well, I didn't get anywhere. I just got into more things I didn't understand. This is stuff is for people that really know what they're doing. Oddly, though, if you mess around and like I said, I've read a lot of. It's just that my memory's not too great, but I've read a lot about this stuff. I kind of had, and I've actually successfully used. Still don't remember if I actually ever got Eclipse to write anything on my Texas Instruments MSP 430s or not, but I used it a lot trying. I know that much. Okay, so program is not specified. There's an error up there. Okay. Oh, okay. Now let's go. No, can't go there. Nah. I think it's time to go back to school, fool. Okay. C++ application. Just opening up that folder. That's what I would do. Now, which one's the one? Sound data probably wouldn't be it. That's the sound file. Okay, that let it work. Okay, now it says debug. Oops. Okay. It's trying. Okay, error. Failed. MI command. Not an executable. It's not an executable format. Not file format not recognized. So I'm just fiddling around putting the wrong things in the program. There's your GPL license for it. Okay, I think I've fiddled around on my video long enough, not getting anywhere. So I'm just going to exit it, and I mean, I could probably find, I know I have found some other stuff that's cool, but yeah, I jumped into the deep end and can't swim. So that's something I'm pretty prone to do. Usually I keep going till I figure it out, but no point in making a super long video of me fluttering around. But let's see. Yeah, I had. Of course, this one works. We already know that. And it's still playing away. So there's no point in breaking one that works. It's fun to play with while it, until I get something else. But I this is good learning. Here's a whole bunch more of them I'd found. Make sure I'm still on my desktop. See, I do research. Every one of these pages is pages that I've read. And these. 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 And I've looked through a lot of them again recently. Most of the stuff in here, there was about 5 links in here the other day when I started researching. So, and see, there's all kinds of different codes and stuff that I thought would be interesting. Let's see, Buying Guide, Teach Shower. Some of these are projects I thought were cool. What is that? And motor controller, yeah, okay. What I'm actually interested in is like an audio, maybe a mic preamp, which I've seen a project where you can do that. But I thought I should, do the easier ones first. And as I found out, the ones that look easier aren't necessarily all that easy. Lasers, high-speed photography, more lasers. Lasers were really popular a couple of 3 years ago. You're seeing I read Hackaday.com almost every day, and they're on there all the time. It was pretty cool. Somebody's ringing the doorbell. Let me look out the window and see if I need to answer it. It'd be all right. It's just FedEx bringing some boxes. Okay. So, yeah, if there's a, no telling what all. Yeah, sketches. There's a bunch of, yeah, here's some sketches, I think. PWM frequency. Probably not any that I could do real easy and quick. That's a whole list. Oh, that's that page with all the different kinds of sketches. The Fedora page is real good if you're into Linux, and that's where I found out for sure that there was an app that would run on Fedora Linux. I'm running Fedora 23, so I just install. I don't do it with the terminal. I just go to the Yum extender or DNF GUI and install it that way. Heard a bunch of noise. I was like, "What's that?" Musical algo fun. I think that's one of the ones I did. Claire Laloon with Arduino. Let's see. Oh, this is the one I'm playing right now. This is it. Yeah. I need to save that one. I didn't actually save it. I want to make sure I got that. So I'll just save that page and put it in my downloads folder. PCM audio, that's bound to be the one I've been trying to do. Yeah, like so. Yeah, that's the one I've been trying to do. PWM frequency. Yeah, that's not. Director. These are some that I just thought were interesting. I'm not sure. I think it's a program you can use in Windows. Something else. Uh-oh, I think see if my machine's using up too much memory or something. Seemed like it was working a little slow. No, it seems fine. Fermata. Oh, these aren't just, some of these aren't little programs. There are all kinds of other information on how to do things. Yeah, it's more than, they all look similar, but they're not all sketches. Oh yeah, somebody, I don't know where they ever got anything like this, but this is supposedly a guitar controller. And it looks like, I don't know if they made it or bought it, but I've never seen one. I did sound for bands for over 12 years, and I never saw one look like a little kid's thing like that. But see, there's a MIDI plug-in right there. But anyway, you use your Arduino to along with a MIDI controller. And you got your guitar effects pedal. Yeah, the MIDI could be kind of fun. I could probably hook it up to my V-amp. Get on the camera here. See my V-amp here? That's actually guitar effects, and but it also has some effects in it that are good for voice, and I use that as a preamp and a compressor and a noise gate for my mic here, and works really well. And I've had it for years, and I just started doing that about a month ago now, I guess. I had it under the bed because I always wanted to be a guitar player, but I never got any good at it, and so I stayed under the bed for a long time. I had a guitar when I was a kid, and then I got another. I have a newer one that I got in about '02, and I got this in around '02, right after I got the guitar. But SID emulator. So anyway, it's got MIDI. You can control it with MIDI. It has a foot switch. You can control it with MIDI, so you might be able to use it with Arduino along with it to do some stuff maybe. I don't know. or the computer, of course. Got all kinds of media programs. I was messing around with one the other day. It got me thinking about them, and I started messing around with one. They're hard to figure out. They're complicated. To emulate the SID sound interface from the Commodore 64, that'd probably be. Of course, that kind of stuff's really popular for people, especially that have, had those computers. I have a TRS-80. I didn't have one back then. I almost got one, but I didn't. I decided not to. But someone gave me one a few years ago, and I haven't played with it too much. I didn't have it up on my desk, and so I never. It's a portable model, and I thought, well, I just put it up on the desk when I want to use it, but I never did. So finally, I've got it on my desk now where I can play with it. And cool thing about it is, BASIC was what runs on it. BASIC code. It's the next thing right before C. So the Arduino and the TRS-80 are very similar. Could probably run some of that BASIC code on the Arduino. I'll bet. That's the idea I got from when Dave. The electronics guy. He didn't mention the TRS-80, but I just put two together when he was talking about He said it's just basic C code. So he said, and he did. He said it's kind of like BASIC. So I don't know if it run on here, but yeah, this is a whole you got to build your hardware and stuff to do that. Which I'd love to do some stuff like that. But and here's one that's really interesting to me because I have one. I don't have this model, but sending and not that I don't even do that SMS messaging really, but you sending them. Let's see, is this the one? There's one where it has pictures of the. That's not the project. There's one where it has pictures of an old Sony Ericsson phone, and I have one, my old original phone. It's not the same model in that picture, but I've always wished I could do. Since I don't know where it is, I won't try to find it, but I always wish I could do projects with my old electronics. That still work, but they're not good for much, anything else anymore. Let's see, text messages. It could be up in there. This person figured out how to send. This may be that same project. Send text messages on the Sony Ericsson phone. I haven't even seen that page. I don't know. That was a link in there. But that phone's out in the garage. I haven't got it. But here's the code right there. Yeah, I haven't figured out. From what I gathered, when you read the messages, when you write some code to the Arduino, if as long as there's more space, you can write another one and somehow. I'm not sure how you write one and not write this one and then write this one without erasing the previous one. So I'm not quite sure about that because it seems like it automatically erases it when you do that. So, but. USB memory. Writing to data to USB memory stick. Yeah. I just saved links to all the ones I thought looked interesting the other day. Volt divider. XY modem. Not sure what you do with it. See, there's not even any explanation at the top, much of the code, much less on the page there. So I don't know what you do with it. Some of them you can find out just by reading their notes in the code. Modem code. So I guess you could use your Arduino as a modem. Now there's something I'm really interested in, the wireless stuff. Now this is a XP module you put on it, but I have those Texas Instruments Anarin booster packs. I have a set that I got I was talking about earlier how I got this Arduino from Element 14. So I have two, one for sending, one for receiving, and that's what it's the same type of protocol, the wireless protocol, as the XB. So they got a special long name for it, and I've already forgot what it is, but anyway, it's in the unlicensed spectrum that let's see if I have it right here. Probably won't see it. It's in here somewhere. ISM band. I believe that's what that XB runs in, is ISM band. So yeah, Zigbee, and Zigbee is what it's generally called, and XB is just a name they gave. These are their little boards. They run the Zigbee protocol, and that's what the Anarin's run into. I think they call it something else too. But anyway, okay, so I kind of wanted to put something else. I typed Android instead of Arduino. Kind of wanted to put something else on there, but I don't really see anything else that I can do. Looks like I could do without doing some more figuring out that I didn't end up doing on this other one. I thought I had it figured out. I thought that all I needed to do, I thought maybe if I could use one of those powerful IDEs to combine those two files together for me, then I'd be good to go. But that didn't work out after all. Motor control demo would be pretty cool. Hook up a little motor to it. I would like that. That's a whole project on Element 14. There's a video for it and everything. This is, I think, might be is that a road test? No? Yeah, it was a road test. That was it's an old road test. It's already been done, but evidently it was done with Arduino. Oh yeah, I think this was the board you got if you got to do the road test. Oh, that's the lighting shield. Oh, this is the people that made it. I was looking at this the other day. So one of those is a motor controller. So I don't know. I don't know if you could do it with Arduino Uno or not, but I put it in my Arduino folders. You know, I gave it that name. So oh, this one's cute. It's a pretty old one, I think. Yeah, 2011, but it's an Arduino built into a notebook cover. You can tinker with it. You can carry your notebook around and tinker with it. Now this is really interesting, but there's several of them in here, but let's see, that's not the same one, is it? That's something to do with the computer monitor. Here's one of them. This guy built a little programmer for his chip. He didn't buy an Arduino. He made this is his programmer. And then this one, oh, that's reverse engineering a Korg. Let's see. I want to go to that top one and see. It might be the one I'm wanting to see. To an AVR microcontroller over audio interface from a laptop. There's several of these kind of projects in here. What's this one? Is that what that is? That's to do with the Korg. I was just looking at this one, but finding the right link. Here it is. Here's one of them. Programming Arduino using audio file. And I believe there's a video. I think that's what that video is there. About it. This might be the actual project page. If I can get it to come up there. Yeah, this is it, I think. Oh, no, yeah, this is the people that are selling boards that'll do that kind of stuff. Um, but anyway, it's pretty cool. And the reason I thought it was really neat is because, the TRS-80, that's how you can do that. You can plug in you could plug in a Radio Shack tape deck, and you could you could back up your programs. Because if you write a little basic program in the TRS-80, you got to save it to something. It's not going to say it doesn't have a hard drive to save it to. I've got this one. Mine has 2 floppy drives, so you could either write it to the floppy drives or you could write it to a cassette tape. And I always thought that'd be cool to do, the cassette tape. Of course, floppy drives would be easier. They're already in there, and I don't even know if it has the adapters. The card. I think it has the. Sorry, I'm getting tired now. I think it has the audio card, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm just going on and on here. I've seen a bunch of cool stuff, and I especially like wireless stuff. And I've got those wireless deals I want to use. And what I'd really like to do is make I'd like to make a mic preamp to plug in my Shure. I have another Shure SM. Actually, I have a Shure SM58 head where a mic that got broke, but the head works. And hook it up like to a headset, mount it on a headset, and then a wireless a preamp, and then a wireless module to send it over to my computer or my phone. I'd like to be able to plug it either via USB either to my computer or my phone. Mostly the phones. That way I can be free, to move around when I'm doing a phone video. And instead of like right here, I'm this is great when I'm just at the computer and everything. But when I'm actually outside working on a project, I actually have 3 of these Alcatel A845L phones. I got them for $14.88 each, under $15, and I don't even have service on any of them. I just use them for pocket computers and for cameras and stuff. I haven't had a decent camera in quite a few years, and so they're, when you're not seeing that my mouth is out of sync and all that, but the picture's pretty good, and that's because I'm doing wireless streaming from the phone to my local network. That's the best I can get out of it. But this is 720p, 720 by 480. I generally record the actual videos in MP4s as 1080p, and they're not bad. They're okay. Better than an old analog camera, back in the day. So the only problem is, when you're like as far as I am from the phone right now, like I got another 2.5 feet there from my hand. If I was recording off that phone mic, it'd be to where you could barely hear it. So if I had a wireless mic, I'm trying to figure out a way to get a wireless mic. I'd like to be cool to make a lot of it myself. I mean, hack something together. That really would be hacking together all the different things I was putting together to make it. But that may be way over my head for a long time. But I saw a wireless mic that's like a copy of a Shure, mic head on it for $28 that had good reviews on Amazon the other day. So I could always, if I got that, then I could probably put my SM58 head on it if it didn't sound too good, as long as the wireless worked well and didn't cut out and everything. I've already tried using Bluetooth. I've got a little Bluetooth adapter, and it's terrible. So I don't think Bluetooth will work too good. I don't know. It's a Plantronics 220. It's a little older. It's right here. It was given to me, and it didn't even know if it worked or anything. But the battery won't charge; it's completely dead. But you can plug it into a USB cable, and it'll work. First time I tried it, just like calling on Google Voice, it seemed to work pretty good. But I tried several. It took me a long time to find I was using Open Camera on my phones, and I liked that app a lot, but it wouldn't. I thought it would do. It said it'll do external mics inside of the settings, but it turns out it won't do Bluetooth external mic. But I found another app that would. Only it wasn't fully functional unless you paid for it. But it did work, but it was terrible. It was cutting out and terrible sound, tinny. So I don't think the Bluetooth mic's a good idea. I think I need a real, I start with a real mic, and then if I get something that sends, from what I understand, that Zigbee protocol is really a high-speed data, so I think it might handle the audio. Actually, if you convert it to, from analog to digital on the first board, I don't know if you need the Arduino, if they can be of any use, but like say you did, your Arduino could be your preamp, and then you're not going to be able to use Arduino to put an ADC on it, but my Anaron packs, there's actually places on there for you to solder other chips on there to interface with it. It's made so that you can add more stuff to it. So it might have to dead bug solder a surface mount chip or something on there, like a audio analog to digital ADC and analog to digital converter or something. Now that you're talking, of course I would have to. I can't code or anything, so I would have to find. I've seen projects like that, but if I could find. I'm probably talking way in the future because I got a lot more to learn, but you can see that. But I would sure like to do that. But anyway, I'll just, I'll take it one step at a time, start with small things and learn and see what I think I can do. But anyway, I love audio, and so audio projects would be the things I'd like to do. And I saw a pretty simple project of it showed you exactly how to, I didn't see it just now, I just showed it. Showed you exactly how to use your Arduino as a preamp, and it showed you exactly the components you need, and wasn't too many, and it showed you how to set them up on a breadboard and everything. I don't have a breadboard. I'll have to get one if I'm going to do stuff like that. But I might get a breadboard. I might get some of these. There's these things on Amazon that they're like breadboards, but they're little green boards with hundreds of holes in them, and you can just put your components, put the through-hole components on there, and then solder them right in. Because when I make something, I'm probably going to want to, and they're pretty cheap. You get like 10 of them for $5 or something. And breadboards are $3 to $5 each. So, and then you can use them once, and then you take them apart. And so I would rather go ahead and when I get them together and get it working, then I might want to go ahead and solder it up, keep it. Even if I have several different boards that I use with this one Arduino, And of course, one of the main reasons I didn't do a lot with my TI boards is because there's code out there, but there's not near as much as there is for the Arduino, that you can use, and they're also well, let's see. I don't know if they're necessarily less powerful, but anyway, a lot of different reasons why I hadn't done much with them yet, but I still want to. So I guess that's enough of jabbering on about all that, and I went on quite a long time here. Yeah, hour and 43 minutes. I was afraid it was even longer than that. I actually thought I was going to get to, put some more code on here today, but the one I wanted to do, I couldn't figure it out. So I guess I'll just have to play you my little one that I did get to do one more time. I thought I'd knocked out the wires. I bumped into my wiring. There's my monotonous, maddening song. All right, well, this is Dawn, and we'll come back later with some more videos. See you later. Bye. I'm eating some cashews. I was waiting for my music to get to a quitting point, but I couldn't get my screen to come up. Well, I guess it's already over now. Okay, well, you ready to go home now? Okay, bye bye.